Hi, my name is Nikolaj Scharling and I'm an IT and Operations Officer in EI Group. This is the second video in our course module, iCore Navigation. In this video, I will show how to do basic editing in iCore. By the end of it, you should have learned how to add new data rows, cancel changes, save changes, edit in existing data rows, and how to delete data rows. One of the most common operations you will encounter when working in iCore is creating a new row. This is because practically all data in iCore is recorded and presented in the form of rows. To create a new row, navigate to the module where you want your data and look at the topmost empty row in the grid. It will contain a blank field and a gray text saying, click here to add a new row. So let's try to do that. I click inside the blank row, and now the row is no longer empty but segmented into individual data fields. I can now fill in the relevant data. Once I'm happy with that, I can do one of three things to commit my new row to the grid. I can either click the button Add New Row, hit Enter on my keyboard, or simply click anywhere within the grid. All of these operations will send a new row to the grid. Creating a new row and committing it to the grid does not automatically save it to the database. This means that you can undo changes as long as they are not yet saved. If we take a look at the grid, I have created some additional rows. You will notice that the tick box column to the left have some color coding. If I hover my mouse over these colors, we will get some explanation. Green means that the row has been created today and is saved to the database. Yellow means that the row has not been saved to the database. If I for some reason regret what I have been doing since the latest save, I can now either push the cancel and refresh button or try to navigate away from a current working space. Both will open the dialog that allows you to either go back and keep working or to remove unsaved data. As you can see, selecting Lose Unsaved Changes removed my unsaved row. As we have just seen, changes in iCore are not committed to the database before they are saved. Every time we navigate away from a tab or module, iCore will check whether we have changed anything since the latest save. If so, it will prompt us for what to do, either to stay in our current work area or to cancel all changes and navigate away. To save the changes, we simply need to press the Save button. At the moment, no changes has been made, so the button is deactivated and grayed out. But as soon as we implement a change, like adding a new row like this, the button is activated and turns green. Notice that the new row is marked yellow to indicate that it has not yet been saved. Now I can press Save. iCore tells me that it's saving the changes. And now the added row is saved. Notice that the color in the left column has turned green instead of yellow. To edit a row, simply select the data field you want to alter and fill in the new data. Remember, of course, to save your changes. If you want to completely delete a row, you need to put a check mark in the checkbox column to the left. Be aware that this check mark is set automatically whenever a row is selected. It can be removed manually by clicking directly in the checkbox. You can also mark several rows for deletion by marking each one individually. When we are sure that we have marked the correct rows, we are ready to delete them. However, and this is important, be aware that deleting a row contains an implicit save. This means that all new changes beside the deletion are saved as well. And also that there is no option to undo the deletion from within iCore. So you need to be sure. When I go ahead and execute the deletion, you will see that before I get to the verification prompt, iCore runs a check to make sure that the data you are trying to delete is not dependent on by other elements in iCore. If so, I will not be able to delete that row before the dependencies has been resolved. But for now, I have no concerns deleting my test data, and there are no dependencies, so the deletion should execute nicely. I mark this row for deletion, press the Delete Selected button, I check dependencies, I confirm the deletion by selecting Yes, Delete, and Save. Now the data is being deleted, and any other changes are being saved. And now, the deletion has completed. This is the end of the second video in the iCore Navigation course module. Please go on to the next video, Data Filtering.